Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Obscure podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again. Today, we are going to be talking about a film that is a little bit darker. Actually, wait, it's not darker than what I've talked about before, but I guess it's one of the darkest movies I've talked about so far. It's actually a film that I ran across a long time ago, and I just recently rediscovered it. Especially going through my movie collection, I just tend to rediscover movies. But yeah, it's a little film that came out around 2000, 2002. It said somewhere around there on the case. But anyway, it's actually produced by VOSQ Productions, which is owned by Kevin Smith. And it has a whole host of people from Kevin Smith's little group of friends from Jersey who worked on a lot of the early films with him. But yeah, he actually has helming this movie is Brian Johnson, who a lot of people would know more from Comic Book Men. But yeah, he's been doing stuff dealing with Kevin Smith for a very long time as well. But yeah, this is a very dark movie. It's a very twisted movie. It's kind of interesting too. Basically, it stars Brian O'Halloran, Brian O'Halloran, who played Dante from Clerks, as a character Will Carlson, who is kind of like a down in your luck type of guy, but he is a clown. He performs at like kids like parties and everything. It reminds me of a lot of stuff like the older Bobcat Goldthwait movie, Shakes the Clown, which is another good movie too. But that one's not nearly as dark as this one is. But anyway, he's this clown who's not down on his luck, who can never really get a break or anything, and people always harass him, and especially when teenagers always harass him and throw like water balloons at him and stuff. But he's trying to find another way to make some more money, and he figures out this way because he gets booked for this party, and he decides he wants to dress pretty much in like lingerie and all this kind of stuff to be goofy and everything else, and to be, what he now calls that character is called Vulgar, which, a little quick bit of information, the original VSQ mascot was a clown actually called Vulgar, and that's where it came from. But anyway, so he decides he wants to do a more risque version of his kid-friendly character so he can make more money. And well, he shows up to the place where he's supposed to do this party, and there's three guys there. It's a father and two of his sons, the father is played by Jerry Lukowitz. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm probably messing that one really badly up. Ethan Suplee, who a lot of us know from either Mallrats, My Name is Earl, American History X, a lot of those movies. He plays one of his sons, and Matthew Maurer, who I've seen in other stuff before, but I'm not very sure what I've seen him in. He's like one of those guys who has a specific look, because I think he has a cleft lip, and he has a specific look to him, and you've seen him in other stuff, and he has a really very, very unique voice. But anyway, he goes there, and those three guys are there, and basically what they do to him is they capture him, beat him up, and basically rape him, one after another. And he wakes up the next morning, basically very early in the morning, and the guys. One thing I forgot to mention is when they were doing all this stuff, they actually filmed it. So I think it's basically so if they, and I believe it is, and maybe it's mentioned in the movie, but I think it's basically so if like he goes to try to like tell anyone, then they'll use that as a thing against him and humiliate him. But anyway, he wakes up. He's a broken man at this point, but he decides to dust himself off, and he's in the right place at the right time, and he ends up saving this girl's life. It's like a little kid in this woman's life from this guy trying to kill them. and he saves their lives, and he becomes this like sensation. And basically, what happens from there is this like company wants to make a kids TV show based off of his like clown character, and he decides to do it. And the people who did that stuff to him decide to basically blackmail him, and from there it just gets crazy. I'm not going to say the rest of the movie because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. And really, even what I've said won't really ruin anything for you. It's kind of like the basic. It'll be nothing surprising, honestly. This kind of reminds me of something that would be in the vein of like Death Wish in a way, or like just like a revenge film. It becomes. It's kind of typical, but it's actually really well done. I actually thought some of the dialogue was a little off, but overall it wasn't too bad. The acting was great. Everything about it was cool. But I will highly, and well, not high, I will highly recommend it, but I will very much say if stuff like rape or anything like that triggers you, or actually is a very traumatic thing, I suggest not watching the movie, because everything is pretty severe on this. It's pretty graphic, I would say, but yeah, it's a pretty fucked up movie. But it is a little bit more on the not so bad side compared to some of the movies I've seen before that I maybe I will talk about later on. But yeah, this is a good movie. I definitely say check it out. I don't think it's that expensive or hard to get a hold of. Just look around. I think Amazon has it or whatever. But yeah, or you may be able to find it online streaming. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Come back for the next one. All right, guys. Bye.